situation in northern Nigeria. There is no genocide in northern Nigeria.
This is coming from African Union Commission chairperson Mahmoud Ali Yusuf in direct response to Donald Trump. And this is equally the position that's been maintained by so many Nigerians, particularly from the northern part of the country, including the Sultan of Sokoto and, of course, Sheikh Gumi. I don't even forget that in sometime 2011, the Sultan of Sokoto condemned the cracking down on Boko Haram members. At the time, he was saying that you don't use force to fight force. So by implication, it means he was advocating for using non-kinetic approach to address the issue of Boko Haram. So it appears as though the proponents of this narrative in Nigeria have successfully been able to push it through to African Union Commission. But the question I'm asking that I consistently maintain is, hence we have all agreed that there's issue of killing that borders on Muslims and Christians. Does it not make sense for us to unanimously accept that we should find a way to wipe them out? Because as far as I'm concerned, both the ones that are killing Christians, the ones that are killing Muslims, they don't have value for the sanctity of life. And they do not deserve to live. But if you have a situation where someone like Sheikh Gumi have consistently maintained that they should not be bombed, that it even makes sense, that it's a lesser evil for the bandits to be adopting people than for America to come here to start ransacking our communities and start taking them out. Because for me, it makes sense to say, hence we have all agreed that what they are doing is evil. Be that they are killing Christians, be that they are killing Muslims, as long as they don't have value for human life. It makes sense to say, let us synergize with America to take them out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity. Because one thing is certain, we cannot deny the fact that America have the competence to do this. Because we cannot forget in a hurry, in sometime 2020, when American government came through their Navy seas to rescue a 27-year-old Philip Wanton, who was kidnapped in Niger Republic. At the time, the young man was keeping animal in a border town between Niger and Nigeria. He was kidnapped, taken to Sokoto State in Nigeria. But America came here through their Navy seas, rescue him on hot. So it got to show that they have the capacity. The question is, does it not make more sense to even align ourselves with even the position of Nigerian government that have since agreed that they are willing to strategically partner with American government to wipe out this evil? Though American government call them Islamic terrorists. But I want to say that the same people that American government call Islamic terrorists is the same people we know in Nigeria as Fulani militias, bandits, ISWAP members, Boko Haram, and Salu terrorist group, and all of that. Because in the recent time, we have seen a renewed hostility even in areas that knew peace before now. Talking about what is happening in Kwara currently. A situation where people are being sacked from their ancestral homes. I want to say that what is happening in Kwara State, it is irrespective of those who are being killed. I want to say that the people of Kwara will be happy if they find solace in America come here to take out those bandits or terrorists, because they are terrorists. I only want to say that those who are in parts of Zamfara, Katsina, who are facing the excesses, the recklessness of the lives of Toji Bello and Adaleru, will be happy if America, for instance, steps in here to take out those bandits, because it is irrespective of whether they are killing Christians or Muslims. So the narrative of trying to even divide the citizens with those who are pushing back, I want to say that they are not helping the country, because the pressure the government creates all this while is that they are doing their best in the circumstance and that they have not been able to completely wipe it out, and we believe them. But now that we have seen someone, a partner, foreign partner, that has the competence that wants to do it, does it not make sense for everybody to keep behind this move to ensure that we completely wipe out the terrorists out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity? Because if you even look at what came from the governor of Borno State recently, Babagada Zulum, who have come out clearly to say that even the Boko Haram are already using drones to attack the military. That is metamorphosing, and they are mutating, changing form. So it means we need, as a matter of urgency and necessity, to improve on our air defense mechanism. And we have a foreign partner that has the competence of doing it. America has always been our foreign partner in terms of fighting insurgency, terrorism. But I cannot forget in a hurry how under the government of Muhammadu Buhari, how the Nigerian government acquired about 12 Tucano jets. Of course, at the time we felt it was going to be a game changer, but unfortunately, it turned out that it never gave us the necessary result we were thinking. So it is yet to be seen whether the then government of Buhari was not willing to holistically fight this insurgency, or the arm they bought from America, they don't have the capacity to do so. Because if we even go deeper into this argument of negotiating with bandits, don't use kinetic approach to fight bandits, all this came from Gumi. You begin to wonder, begin to ask, these are people who it are proven that they are not people from Nigeria. That most of them come from Libya, Burkina Faso, Mali, and all of that. Even the Buhari in his time as president, while he was alive, was emphatic that most of them come from Libya, who find their way in Nigeria after the fall of Gaddafi. Of course, he made this clear to Donald Trump that the only training they had is how to shoot gun. So by the time somebody is advocating for amnesty, you now begin to wonder, begin to ask, are you asking for amnesty for those who are alien to the country, for foreigners? On what basis? With whose money are they going to use to do that? More so, as we have seen a senator who came out clearly to emphasize that some foreign nationals are using banditry to create space for themselves to exploit our solid mineral. Of course, that they use chopper to cut away the solid minerals as we have it. So the question is, for those who are proponents of America is coming here for our resources, why are we not asking question? How much is solid mineral, the rare earth we talk about today, bringing to Nigerian coffers? Because we cannot deny the fact that we have rare earth in Nigeria, a good number of them, solid mineral, gold, and all of that. But the question is, how much is it bringing to Nigerian coffer? If we settle here, government tell us how much we are generating from solid mineral, just as they tell us what crude is giving us, what internal revenue is giving, internal revenue in terms of tariff, import tariff, in terms of federal revenue service. If we are not hearing how much we are getting from solid mineral, so it goes to show that there is something that is fundamentally wrong in that area. Because even the senator in question, of course from South, have questioned why is it that the government is not deploying the same energy, resources, and military might they are using to quell, to overcome the issue of illegal refineries in Niger Delta creeks? Why are they not deploying the same force, the same resources to fight this issue of illegal mining of our solid minerals in the north? Because to a large extent, it has been proven that the insurgency we witness in the country is somehow tied to issue of mining of solid minerals. Because those who benefit from it create the atmosphere of insecurity, use the bandits to guide the environment, cut away the natural resources at the expense of the life of Nigerians. That is why Nigerians, irrespective of faith, ought to unite on this to stamp this evil out of every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity. I must say I'm particularly happy because I've seen some Northerners, of course 2 of them. One came out clearly to say this issue of banditry, that they who are peace-loving Muslims are not part of it, and they want to see an end to it. Just listen to him as we come back to further this conversation.
There is Christian genocide in Nigeria. If we take a look at what is happening in Plateau State, what is happening in Benue State, Taraba and others. But why the Christian communities or some of the Christians decide to appeal to the United States of America? Because they know they are right. And maybe the involvement of President Trump will help even we Muslims that are not terrorists and that we are against these Plani herdsmen and what they were doing. Maybe we will get peace in the future, because we are the most target of terrorists. But we show that those terrorists are still our brothers. This is what most of the Islamic clerics and Islamic scholars here in northern part of Nigeria are saying in their mosques. This is the truth. Even the federal government doesn't have any target, doesn't have any plan till today to fight those Fulani herdsmen. And the action which President Trump you take, this is a great action. This is a great action someone has ever taken against terrorism. Today, if Fulani herdsmen enter into your farm, when you say, hey, why did you enter into my farm? Their response is to weaponize themselves with arms, knife, or even AK-47 attacks and kill you in your own property. This is what they were doing. This is the pact. So what Christians have said, yes, there is Christian genocide. Many Christians have been killed by those Fulani herdsmen. I welcome the United States or America into Nigeria if their goal is to eliminate those terrorist groups, because Nigerian government is not ready to do that. It's not ready. This is the real what is happening. No one has rights in this country than Fulani people. I don't know why. I am their blood. But what is happening is no religion. Islam doesn't have anything to do with those Fulani herdsmen. any group of terrorism, they will just claim the name of Islam to badname the Islam, to badname the Holy Prophet. And they don't even know how to pray. They were not fasting, but they will say they are planning. They are Muslims. So I'm not against President Trump. This is the truth. And I have one advice to the United States government. You have to investigate clearly. There is politicians in the north, plenty politicians that were linked and connected with those terrorist groups. They are helping them. They are in many ways. In many ways. We see them together. They were negotiating. No one will welcome you to the government house, but you will see a governor welcoming a terrorist group to the government house. And after 3 days, they will start attacking every village, killing innocent life. Why? We have to stand and speak the truth what is going on. They know they are right. As we Muslims, we don't know our right. If we know our right, we are the first people to stand up against those people and to appeal to everywhere to this, in this world that we need help. So let them do it. They have right to do it. We are the people who are supposed to do this. We didn't do it. Many of us looking at those planet as their own Muslim brothers. They were not. This is the reality. You can assassinate me. You can do whatever you want. If you never stop this, your mentality. Looking at terrorists who's shedding the human blood like mosquito. If you never stop claiming them your own brothers, Islam will never get peace. This is the truth. This is the only truth. In my stage, before Boko Haram start killing everybody, when they start bombing the churches. Most of us people were happy of what they were doing. They are destroying the Christian churches. We are saying yes, they did well. After they finished with the churches, they turned to the mosque, killing thousands and thousands of people. We didn't do anything. We are asking those corrupted leaders to come and fight against terrorists. Will they do that? While they are using those terrorists as the shields, and they were using them in their political system. So if you, the United States, will support to eliminate those Fulani terrorist group, I'm happy with that. And secondly, our main problem in northern Nigeria is Izala. There is one Izala to be the Kamiti Sunnah, an Islamic group. Those people are the first people to preach in the wrong way that made people carrying weapons turned against their brothers until today. And most of them are linked to that terrorist. This is the truth. before the establishment of Izala, there is the Christians and Muslims in northern Nigeria is their relation is like a twins brothers relation. They have to stop. You have to stop this Izala. Erika, Ishia, all of those groups, you have to stop them. This is the fact.
So if we now have people like this in the northern part of the country, definitely it shows that we have some people who are already coming to terms with the reality on ground. I think that is fundamental. We can now understand that people are already getting to know what is happening in that part of the country. But I must say a very big thank you for your time. Please let me know so much.